So, you want to progress your career, but you don't know which skills you need to develop? Today, I will tell you exactly what to learn in order to be the big company's next product manager. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Bob and I'll be your product management teacher. Today, I'll be answering the question that has popped up on my interviews, chats, questions multiple times. But what should I do to get into the big tech? How can I become that FAANG Microsoft product manager? What do I need to focus? Look no further for the answers. There is a specific skill set that bigger companies would need you to have. It's all about being a well-developed, well-taught product manager that basically can come into the office, get his or her team and start developing, start making the product great. Those companies don't want to teach you. They don't want to risk you not having the skills they need. Thus, you have to acquire them beforehand in your junior or mid position in a smaller company, the one you are trying to, grow from. But growing has to happen there. And the skills you need are as follows. First one, data analysis with data drivenness. This is, the basic for product managers. This is how you find your reasoning, how you prove that you want to do something, and how you prove that something was successful. However, knowing from my example firsthand, it's not always how companies operate. Smaller B2B companies will be contract driven. They will want the clients and they won't look as much into data. But you have to decide the metrics, you have to set the goals, you have to measure those metrics, you have to decide what was the outcome of anything that you've introduced into the product, and you have to find stories, cases where you looked at the data and knew exactly what will be your next step. That data-driven approach will go a long way in proving that you are a big company product management material. Skill number 2, problem identification focus. Many of us product managers, myself included from time to time, will jump onto finding solutions to propose some change in the code, in the product. It's not always the best solution. In fact, on job interviews, you have to demonstrate that you are problem-focused first and foremost, that you want to understand what is wrong and only then look for a solution. That means that you need to demonstrate things like product discovery, user interviews, setting polls, analyzing feedback, all that big bucket, big bag of potential actions one can take in order to be sure one is making the best possible product call. Don't ever rush to a solution. Even in those job interviews, when you are asked about a solution, you are not really being asked about one. You are being asked about actions you would have taken to select one, to determine which possible option is the best one you can take. Skill number 3, A/B testing. Knowing what an A/B test is simply not enough. That's the difference between knowledge and skill. Being aware of something doesn't give you the skill automatically. You have to test it, you have to try it, you have to run it through several times before you get a good hang of it. And this is something that you need to pursue in your smaller company before you can prove to the big companies that you are an excellent person to run their A/B tests, to decide when an A/B test is vital and when it's a waste of resources, because why run it, right? Let's move on to the next skill, leadership. Product managers, as you know, are in a specific situation when they are the leaders, but without direct influence. We don't usually give out holidays or bonuses. We are just working with our development team a little bit like with external contractors. But that's not really this kind of relationship. It's more like a neighborhood gathering where there is a natural leader that leads the other people in the neighborhood to grow it, to make it better. As much as you, as a product manager, will have to grow the product and the team with just your talent, with how you take control, take charge, and inspire people to do more. And you have to collect stories of such actions. You have to be the leader before you are named one. It's a cliche, I'll tell you that. But as long as you are happy to lead some initiative, as long as you make sure that the morale in your current team is high, or you make sure that nervous, dragging meeting finally consolidates into an action plan, then you are on the right track on having stories to display that you are the leadership material. Skill number 5, backlog management. There will be product managers that won't be managing their own backlogs. They will be just executing someone else's will. They will be that junior position that doesn't have a lot of say in how backlog looks. If so, push for it. Push for at least limited responsibility. For example, ask that you decide which bugs are the most important ones to fix, or prioritize minor changes in the interface. Something that the person that actually makes the calls on the backlog can safely give to you as a delegating effort. So you can say to a recruiter or a new company that you have managed the backlog in limited capacity, true, but still you have that experience, you have that skill already, just in a potentially smaller scale. Skill number 6, roadmap management. This is actually, I won't spend too much time. It's almost the same. As a junior mid, you will most likely not be directly responsible for planning the roadmap, but at the same time, push for that responsibility or partial. So you have the story where you demonstrated that you've worked on it, that you did something, that some of the decision process fell on you and you have the experience of managing a roadmap. And same goes to skill number 7, strategy vision management. You don't have to take it on your own. You don't have to do it alone. You can do it with your senior, but make sure to have significant input, to be an active part of the conversations, to be able to show some point of that vision or strategy and say, that was my initiative, that was my idea, that's something I had to push and convince people in the room that makes sense, and it got approved. And finally, communication. This is the strongest skill you can practice. This is something that will elevate you from your junior position to a master senior one. When you are able to communicate what you need in a very efficient, engaging, and successful way to stakeholders, your development team, to users, to clients, whoever. The silver tongue is really what gets you promoted and what helps you to achieve your career goals when it comes to progression. And speaking of that, the easiest way I can offer to help you acquire those skills, to help you become a better communicator, is by my Udemy and Skillshare courses that you can see now on the screen with the QR code so you can easily see them. There are links in the description, but if you are happy with the content of this channel, I can assure you I'll be back with a new video next week. And until then, I wish that your product management development will come to the right tracks. See you soon.